So again, I'll start. This week I've been working on the app and I managed to get background jobs working, which is good. So basically when someone signs up right now, a background, so like runs faster. So it doesn't happen when the user's doing stuff. It just like in the background, it finds a job, it finds your group. So like you sign up, you're like, I got a goal, and it will automatically create a group if there's no group right now in the background. And this week's goal is to make it match. So if you create a goal, it'll match you to a group automatically. So I've got like the start and end, and this week's the middle bit.
This is on the accountability app?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the logic I'm working with at the moment, which is fun. So just trying to get that working, and that was basically my main thing last week and this week. I've been busy packing and looking for houses because we're moving in December, looking and packing and all that fun stuff at the moment.
Same town?
We're going to move to Estepona, which is like 20 minutes from where we are, a bit further away from the thing. We decided not to get a van just yet. My partner wants to have a base. I just wanted to go in a van and travel, but she found that too stressful. So now we're going to get a base in Estepona or somewhere around there, and then from the base go check out different places and travel. So that's a slight change we've done this week. But the places we looked at are really nice. Like they're like right on the beachfront.
Ooh,
like the ocean view and everything, which is cool. Yeah, that's my week. Just busy doing that and building the app.
did you hear back from Funnels?
So ClickFunnels. So yeah, ClickFunnels, they're busy launching 2.0. So everyone's focused on that. So I have to wait a couple of weeks for them to make the decision. That's the feedback. But they've taken the job down, so the listing's no longer available. So they've definitely made their minds up. They just have to maybe process, but they're busy fixing, because ClickFunnels launches 2.0 launches today. So it's like all hands on deck to get that out there, especially for the developers. For supporters, maybe a bit more relaxed, but developers, they're the ones, putting it all together.
A question about the app where it will put you in a group. Will you have the option to join a group that's similar to your goal, or go in a group that's dissimilar? Sometimes I find being in a group that's dissimilar is helpful. Other times something similar. It depends on my mindset in the project.
Yeah, so by default, like as of right now, and this can change because I'm just trying to make a demo to go show them. But essentially, right now, it'll put you in a matching goal. So a group with a matching goal at a matching time. But you can leave that group and go set your you can basically see all the groups and go, actually, I want to be part of that one. So and then you can go join that group at a certain time. So like the auto thing just puts everyone into a group, and then you can reshuffle. You will have the ability to reshuffle as you want. And then I was even thinking, say we're in a group like of 5 people, and there's another group of 5 people on at the same time, and then 4 people don't show up. It could also automatically just add you to that group because no one's showing up to that group. So you could like register, and you have to confirm, and if no one confirms, it just like puts you into that group, because then you still got people to work with.
So very cool. And talking about not showing up, how are your meetups going? People
Good.
showing?
Yeah, trying to get everyone together. Like there's 3 kind of people that have showed up more than once, but trying to get them to show up at the same week at certain times is challenging. And that's where I wanted to get the app as well and use it there. And so I'll host, like in my meetup thing, I'll host the main event, but anyone can meet with anyone to talk about that, like to run a group when they're free. So if someone's free at 2 and another person's free at 2, it'll sync them up. That's my idea on that. Because I spoke to one person last week and he's like, yeah, I joined the group a month ago, but no times were, the time you're on wasn't free. And I moved it last week to Tuesday. And he's like, yeah, I could come and I could join in because now this is my free day. So I was like, interesting.
I've got notes here that don't quite make sense. And requested to be the director of tech for someone else.
Yeah, so I've got someone who's, you're good with note taking. That's what this bot should be doing, like taking all the notes. So I'm director of tech or whatever it is, director of digital. She's taking it. So she's got like a yoga group, yoga membership thing or yoga health type of business. I'm helping her with like a onboarding of 40 people. And if that onboarding goes well, she's going to have about 3,000 people go through that. It's all about connections. So her husband essentially is a coach and has been coaching people for like 25 years. And the people he's coached, from what I understand, are getting into, like, for example, one's in Google and is a marketer in Google.
What? I didn't understand. What in Google?
One is a marketer in Google. Like she's raised to the ranks of like some high marketing position in Google, and they got to discuss with Google about having their software or platform used by Google. Yes, but Google said no because they don't want to spend money, and they actually said, "Hey, you've done the course." So what she's trying to do is essentially in workplaces where you have health and safety, she's trying to focus on the health and bring that aspect more to the forefront. Essentially, their marketing, the major marketing is the connections, the relationships they've built. Her husband has been coaching all these people for years, and these people are getting into higher positions from his coaching. So they're referring business to them, which is definitely the long game, but hey, it works.
Smart.
And what's happening with the free code camp?
Yeah. So two things. I signed up with, there's this Ruby group. Someone started a group who gets people who know the code, like who've been in the industry for years, and they volunteer to coach you 6 times. So you have 6 coaching sessions with these people. So I signed up to that, and basically I've got now 6 coaching people with someone who's been in the developing world for like 5, 6, 10 years or whatever. So that's like gold, like just there, talking to someone who knows what they're doing versus me and my mate just going, let's figure it out. And I want to see if we can bring more of them in to the group that I've got. So I've got 25 people in the group, and they've started. So I've given them like free projects. So like here's free training or paid, take your pick and go do it. And I want to use the app I'm building, which should be ready in about a week or 2 to test, because they've given me, I want to put them into groups and accountability groups to help them through the process. And I want the app to do that for me. So I've got 10 who want to be in, or 11 that want to be in an accountability group. They've given me times and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just building the app instead. And then once that's up and running, I'm going to have a meetup group for Ruby people as well, and try and bring in outside people. I've got like a friend's son, he wants to go to coding. So I want to bring him in the group and a few other people as well to get help get their careers underway, essentially, or learning Ruby.
I never heard of Ruby until you. I've heard of Java and different ones, but not Ruby. What is Ruby used for? Like, is it a certain type of app? Like how?
The idea of Ruby, the difference is like Java, you need more syntax. So you need like more lines and dots and things to get the thing. It's a bit more code, whereas Ruby is designed more for people. Like it's designed, the syntax is easier to read. It's designed for simple read and quick creation. You can base it with Java or Python or all the, you can build like the same application. It's just the speed at which you can build it is faster, generally faster with Ruby. That's why, that's what I like about it as well. You can build an MVP like very quickly versus like, spending 3, 4, 5 times more hours just trying to build a prototype. You can get something up and running, quick sticks, and then test it out. Hey, it works, great. But the downside of Ruby is it's slower. So the processing speed is like, do you know JavaScript? I might be talking, another language at the moment, but essentially JavaScript is what like Uber runs off, yeah. And its processing speed is like 250% faster than Ruby. Any more notes you got there? That was good. I forgot all that.
The food app, I've got then food app, but that was after first you're doing your learning group, and then you'll worry about the food app. Other than that, I think
what I'm learning, like for back end jobs and processing stuff, that I needed to learn in the food app. So the skill set I'm learning is going to be the same anyway, and a lot quicker because now I know how to do the thing.
And I've got this could be words for me, app progression method. Is that what you're trying to teach?
Progression method is like potentially the app's name. Like it's a
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's a holding point for the name at the moment. I haven't decided on the name, and maybe ITU they may give it a name. I have no idea. I'm just having fun being creative. That's it.
Okay, so I'll start. Actually, all of you guys responded to my last message. I was going through a little bit of a hard family time, but getting back on track now. Something that I really wanted to do was focus on building up the momentum again and getting back on where I was, back on pace. So something that I've been doing recently that really helped me out was the I don't know if you guys heard of this, but it's like a monk mode. Has anyone?
Tell us more.
No, okay. So it's like the living like a monk, very strict routine, but like also within what you want to do. I've been really enjoying it, and it's been helping me get back on track even
So
faster than I expected.
here's the example. What's the difference? Like, how does a day look?
So I used to like give myself time to, when I wake up, be on my phone a little bit, see what's going on YouTube, like a little bit here and there, or if I want to watch a video that would like just that I found interesting, like I would give myself that time. But within this sort of little small program that I built myself, was I don't allow myself those moments where it's like I like it's more strict, it's like very focused, and it's more to the point.
So what are you doing instead?
I've lowered that, and I scheduled those moments now. So it's usually towards the end of the day when I'm like, it's my wind down, but I took a lot of those moments off of my schedule, and now it's very to the point, to the things I need to do.
You only go on your phone when you plan it in now? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It's just for now because I know I can't maintain this for too long. Like, because I know it's eventually like I know myself and I'm gonna like go crazy. But like it's only for a short period to give myself that short spurt of momentum that's needed. And so far I'm actually really enjoying it. It feels like I'm at a training camp or something like that. My own personal training camp. It feels great.
And that, like Huberman, he says it's the worst thing you can do is get up and look at your phone and check emails and things, like for your mindset and waking up, and that's like the worst thing you can do. So that it's definitely good to get away from that side of it for sure.
I'm really enjoying this sort of monk mode. Hopefully, it can last. I'm planning on doing it for the 90-day challenge though.
So you're doing the new challenge, or you're just doing 90 days from now?
I'm doing the challenge, but I'm not doing like the challenges itself. I'm like just meeting up, and I do see some of the challenges, and like I do the ones that I see beneficial, but the seriousness of it isn't like before, where it's like all about the challenge. It's now about the goals and
It's about you more than the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so far back on track is looking really good, and I'm just excited, honestly. Like that feeling of excitement is there. So
your business or is still like happening, that the
yes, that's still going on. We're still meeting up, and we've had a couple of short meetings. Well, I didn't, they did on their part, which was very interesting, but we're waiting to get some response back from that. They're sort of handling that part because it was their connection, so I'm not really aware of the details right now, but I know they've had a couple meetings with a couple possible clients, but we'll see how that goes. They said not to hold our breath, but you never know. So
they're not using the sales script you were designing or designed, or
no, because also I feel like since it's their sort of, I feel like it's someone that they know from work.
okay.
So it's more, they already built some sort of connection or foundation already, which is okay.
So what's your goal for next week, Franco?
So my goal is for me to have at least a 90% completion of my habit tracking app, to be on at least 90% completed of my habits that week.
Okay. And how many did you do this week?
Oh no, last week no. Last week has not been good, but yeah, no. But this week so far, I'm at 93%.
So for our app, you find that helpful having a percentage of the goals that you've done. So if we had a similar setup to their app, what was the app name? I think I got it.
It's called the habit tracking app. Let me see. It's called Habit Share. The percentage was something that I really liked, and also the sharing with friends. Like they can see the habits that I checked off, and they can keep me accountable.
The layout, good, bad, like because for example, I can copy the layout one for one and have exactly the same thing if we wanted to, but we can change it to make our more friendly or more what makes sense. I don't know. That's what I mean. So
Yes.
you're using it and you're like, it'd be good if it did this, or like why doesn't it, or something. That's what we're after, where we can like plug it in.
That's actually really awesome. What I was thinking with this app, the thing that I would love would be like a rating score, because like even though yes you did, so like for example, one of my habits that I have, let's say, is work from 7:30 to 1 is my first session.
Mhm.
And then but let's say that like my work output wasn't there, like my whatever research or whatever I was doing, like it wasn't full.
So you can rate yourself out of 10 and you got 5.
Exactly, because yes, I did the habit, but was the habit efficient? That's what I want to
So
add, the efficiency of that habit.
how successful was the habit?
Exactly, right. Or else it's just like I'm being mindless with working, so it's something that I noticed I didn't like, but I put it there anyways.
I've got a related improvement. Like often I would do a stack of say 5 things and it would be 1 check mark. But sometimes I would only do 3 or 4 of those 5 things. So I would get a red mark, even though I had done a lot or almost all. If I missed 1, then I got red. And that bothered me. I would have liked, like Franco said, to say, okay, no, I did 80% on that 1 habit stack.
Is that more like subtasks? So you have the main goal, and that main goal is made of sub goals. And I completed, say, I had 10, I completed 8. So now I've done 80% of the subtask.
Yeah, because to write them all out took 2. Like there was just the list went on and on and on because it was my morning routine and start of work routine. I wanted to build in these little routine that the whole thing might only take 5 to 10 minutes, but there was like 3 or 4 or 5 things in there. And if I didn't do them all, I got a red. And yet it wasn't, I'm building the habit and it, so I didn't,
It wasn't red. God damn it. It wasn't red.
I wanted it green. I want it green. I would have more red if I missed 1 thing.
Sorry. Can you enter them as individual goals versus?
Oh, you can, but then it goes on forever. So I was trying to stack all these little things together. Yeah. Half my day would be tagging them off. So it'd be a nice way to, I was trying to create habit stacks, and there were 4 habits, 4 or 5, because it was morning routine, start of work, midday energizing, end of work, and night. So I had 5 of them, and each with 2 or 3, 5 little things. My morning and evening had more. But if I didn't do them all, I got a red. So it made me look like I was doing nothing, and I was progressing, but it was a sea of red some days.
Using technology to start tracking things is really, I become fond of it now. I used to hate it, but now I'm like, oh wait, these are all tools.
And those are widgets?
Yes, but so basically they're all apps. Each one is an individual app, but you can make them into widgets that are show in your home screen, so that way you can always have a visual view of it, which is pretty cool.
Okay, I'll have to look up what a widget actually is.
Who's next?
This is Charlotte, and I'll start.
Yeah.
But it's been an interesting week. It's been kind of a lot of, it is my comfort zone, but it is something I wanted to do and need to do. with Rapid Transformational, that group, I have a whole marketing training. They've done 3 versions of it as long as I've been a practitioner, and this is the 3rd manifestation, and it is the best, and it is fabulous. So I've been going through the lessons, and some of it has been the foundational that I've kind of already been doing, but I'm taking it in sequence, and this week I will be getting into the social media part, and then I can take some action on that. Also, I hadn't listened to the ITU trainings, so I have not finished the mindset, but I started listening to Tom's business, and again, some of the similar stuff but different, and very, very, it's like my intention is to build a highly successful coaching business. And so this is the foundational work, like starting from scratch in a sense. I say in a sense because I've been doing this a long time, but really going back and really building the strong foundations. So I did do that work and am doing that work. I will continue this week on both of those, and taking whatever action is available to take as I move along. The other thing that I did is I was the recipient of a heart healing session from one of my peers, and it was great. And there's a lot of work that's, prep work that's involved with that, and then the session. So again, a lot of internal work. Also, I have a lifetime membership in something called Coachville. It used to be Coach U back in the day when Thomas Leonard, who is actually the father of coaching, was alive. He died young, unexpectedly, and his protege inherited the business and took it over and calls it now Coachville. I had not done anything with them for probably over 10 years. And I got an email the other week. I didn't even read the whole email. It's like, it was an intuitive thing, like, whoa, I want that, whatever that is. And so I reactivated because I hadn't been in touch with them for years. And I do, in fact, have a lifetime membership that I had paid for years ago. And so the course is free to me. It's a 12-week course, and it's twofold. It's actually a training for transformational coaching to be able to use with clients. And obviously, I'm getting the benefit because I've been paired with a coaching partner, and we do live practices during the weekly sessions, moving through this track. And I got a great partner. This is so like on the other end of the spectrum of what we, do. Goals, get it done, move ahead. This is really about creating, and he calls it not goals. We don't do goals. This is for a 90-day dream. And there's a nuance to that that's actually very powerful. Because within the dream, and he talks about playing, we get to play the dream. And it's about really coming from a place of experience versus outcome. And what are the experiences that I want to, anybody going through it wants to have? And my partner is very clear on those distinctions and has been able to call it out for me, which is important because that is a side of myself that I want to develop. It's about really going from doing to being. And so that's been powerful, and I've done a lot of work in that. We met outside of the class too to go through the entire lesson from last week, and we have a commitment to do that because there isn't enough time in the actual class to, basically coach each other through this whole thing. Now we're supposed to, and I somehow didn't grasp it or really want to grasp it, but they want us to pick up 3 clients to take through this at a nominal fee, because it's while we're learning it, but to help people go through it. accepted that yet. If I'm going to do that, I don't need the points for, because part of it is to get a certification for the International Coaching Federation, which I chose not to belong to, but I could, and maybe in the future I will. But it's a matter of doing all the paperwork to submit to let them know I qualify, and I don't know if I feel like doing that and paying the fees. So yeah, it's going through 90 days. It would be actually 10 weeks with a client, helping them, supporting them, co-creating their dream for 90 days, what they would like to.
How does that work? Like the difference between, okay, we've got a 90-day goal and I want to build a house. That's my dream house versus I got to take, I got to do all these steps to get the dream house. Instead of doing the steps, which is like goal orientated, you do what?
You would do the steps, but your focus would not be like, okay, my goal is to build a house. See, I had to, and I'm still processing it. So, love me anyway in this process. But because it was a hard distinction for me, my goal was around business that, I'd like to have. I want to become a consistent, powerful, effective marketer of my business and have six new clients or more by the end of, or by 90 days. So my partner had to kind of like say, oh, that's great. That's all great. That's about being or doing. So how would you like to experience that process? How do you want to feel in that process? So one of the things that came up actually from the heart healer practitioner, and because it was also around business and money, instead of like marketing, everything I know about marketing that I've resisted, but I'm a great connector. I love talking to people. I love sharing with people. And so coming at it from the experience of, well, how do you feel when you connect with people and you share? And part of it would be finding more people to share with, and new and different venues, like certainly Meetup would be one, speaking and so forth. So all of those get taken care of, but it's in the context of I love to connect with people and to share what I do to be able to help them, because I love to help people. That's also a big part of me. But by focusing on the experience while connecting, how do I make that happen? And how will I feel when I have how will I feel when I have new clients? And really kind of digging into the feelings of that get me excited. So it's all on the table, but it's the approach is different. Does that make sense?
It's more feeling / change. It's less like hard on like you have to hit XYZ, and more the feeling of what you're going to get or what you want to create is how I understood that.
What I want to experience along the way to the creation of that, and what will the ultimate dream, how is that dream going to make me feel? How does it all fit in? And the reminder that came up for me is that when we look back over our life, what do we think of? Sure, we've hit goals, we've, manifested things, so forth. But if you think about, it's those little moments, those little conversations, relationships that you have that it's like, oh, that was, that made life worth living. We don't think about it at the time, but when you look back, it's those little moments that make up life and the beauty of life.
It was the experiences along the journey towards the goal.
Yes.
And to me, all that sounds like Tom talks about the most important thing is how you feel about yourself when you are by yourself. The goal gives you direction. You better enjoy the journey, because the struggle is guaranteed. Reaching the goal is not. The ID statements, what kind of person are you becoming? It's more about who you become than getting to the goal, because the goal isn't guaranteed. So everything you said sounds like Tom.
It does, but my experience of Tom is that, and maybe it's my filter of him, is that it's do or die. You better be in that heavy action. And part of that is true.
It excites him, and he's very clear about that. He says, I might not be the one for you. This is who I am, And
Mhm.
he has said over and over and over again on his coaching calls, I might not be the one for you, but if your goals aren't the same as my goals, you should not be here. This would not make you happy. For many people, I would make you miserable. Know yourself, know what you want to be, what you want to do,
Mhm.
and then find people that take you in that direction.
I'm in this for the year, and there are teachings that I really like, obviously, but it's the energy that I get from him is not the energy I have or speaks to me, or do I really want to be that? But there are aspects of it. Anyway, back to what I hear what you're saying. It's all about becoming. It's who we're going to be. But this approach, just kind of in the package of a dream, there's room to play and relax and to discover. There's lots of room in this process to discover who you are, what you like, who you want to become, and who you can be and become. So this week, I'm going to continue, listening to the trainings, the marketing training, taking some action. And also I have to revisit the meetup thing and start doing something around that. So I'm scared. I'm going to tell you, honestly, I'm like nervous about it. But
lean in. Like, have you heard the expression lean in? Yeah, that's usually when we have fear or resistance, means we should be going that way, because that's where the most growth might be.
I agree. And I had my previous meetup was fabulous, but it was live. Did I tell you what it was? It was teaching basic improv skills to boost confidence in sales. And then I was able to actually convert attendees to coaching because they came up against their blocks in the improv. Yeah, so with both the rapid transformational therapy, which is RTT, and also the heart healing, I have the ability to do what we call taster sessions, to take people through not a whole, transformational session, but take them through aspects of it where they get a taste, and some of them will get actual transformation in the process. And I haven't done it yet, and some of my fellow practitioners are now starting to do it and breaking through. So that's the big,
do it, record it, and that's also your content. Like, do the free sessions, like if they're free, I don't know, but you can do free sessions recorded and then use that to get more people. Because if people see you change people, they're like, I need to do that.
All right. I think that's it for me.
Okay, I'll start. Part of this weekend I spent, and I list out everything I want to do for Q4, and it's quite the list. A lot of them connect within each other, so all I'm doing is kind of one thing at a time. Worked on my website. I'd like to talk with you about it, James, just so I can kind of get that off. A course that I thought was starting mid-October already started. I already talked about it, the Digital Course Academy, and I'm struggling to keep up there. We started week 3. I haven't even touched week 1 yet. However, made progress on the LinkedIn, made progress on everything, but I'm doing everything kind of one at a time. So my thing right now.
What was the progress on LinkedIn? I'm curious.
When I was doing some research on, all I want to do is come up with kind of a daily plan, like an overview strategy and a daily plan. And I was getting mixed messages. And I found a course. And so I've gone through the course. It's a 2-hour course. I don't agree with it all, which is good that I know enough to agree or disagree. But from it, I can go through and create the daily plan. By the end of this week, I will have my daily plan. His goal is different than my goal, so that's why some of his things don't quite fit. But by the end of the week, I'll have the plan for LinkedIn.
Are you using any apps for LinkedIn? Because there's lots of apps that automate some LinkedIn processes. I slightly looked into, but didn't go down that route.
As I said before, what? Huh? No, but it's something I will. LinkedIn apps. Okay, I'll probably have to talk to you about it before I research it, or I'll spend way too much time going down the wrong rabbit hole.
For sure. But yeah, there's definitely lots of apps around dealing with LinkedIn because it can be so powerful to find and connect. So yeah.
So my goal for this week, so my coaching starts with my one and only coaching client, and I had promised her videos and I haven't done it yet. And friend of mine, the one who recommended this other pediatrician, has on Friday quit her job, or she gave notice to her job. She wants to be full-time coach, coaching other healthcare professionals. And she said, I want a core group and I want you on for the ride. She just called me yesterday. Are you willing to be part of a healthcare professional group? Yeah. So I'm excited about it, but she does require a video today because she's going to a program tomorrow and she wants to be able to share it. So doing really well. I'm either head down or I'm enjoying the weather. We are still above average. So last week I went kayaking twice and twice went for a really long walk with the dog. And yeah, we're supposed to go kayaking yesterday, but the wind kicked up. And unless it's perfection, I don't go. I'm a wuss. And so I think we're going today. So it's either working or outdoors. And that's my life.
And your goal for next week?
To get the website to you and to have the LinkedIn, the daily plan done so that it doesn't take so much time.
And then automate the daily plan so it takes even less time.
Yes, I'll be calling you on that one too.
Cool. Anything else anyone wants to share? We've gone a bit over, but yeah, it's all good. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, I've got to go, but thanks for meeting. Good catching up again, and we'll see you around next week.
Sounds great.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.